Loading Screen is brought to you by Mike and Ike. Welcome to Loading Screen, where we know exactly what we're doing.
Your taste sucks. That movie was bad.
I like
anyway. Five. There you go. Yeah, we're back.
You might have to refer to me as Captain, Alex. What's up, guys?
Hello and good morning.
I'm very
Welcome
tired
to Loading
today.
Screen.
I'm very, very, very tired today. Good morning, everybody. Jacob with us again. Episode 74 of Loading Screen, brought to you by Mike and Ike and the Ever Comfortable
Zip chair. Woo! One of the most comfortable chairs on the market. Look at this. Look how far back this fella goes.
Wait, can
Look,
like
this week I'm not smacking myself.
Oh god. Oh god. Oh.
Look at that dip.
Look at that
So,
dip.
guys, there's a lot to talk about today. Particularly, one thing that we'll be talking about very early is a lot about Valheim. It's actually the reason Alex is so tired today. How late were you playing Valheim last night?
A very responsible hour.
Responsible? So what, like 11, 10? Subtract a 1.
1 a.m.
1 a.m.
Yeah, I should have known. I should have known. We got a lot of things to cover today, guys. Valheim, yet again, while I initially intended for us to only talk about it a little bit, we
caught the bug. We caught the Valheim bug,
we didn't just
guys.
catch the Valheim bug. The entire world has called the Valheim bug. So we got big news surrounding that. We got Epic's new creepy metahuman tool. Got some God of War stuff. Just a conversation around that. And then a new competitive game, 9 to 5. The beta was last weekend, so we're diving into some of the gameplay there to see what it looks like, as well as a Halo 3 new map. Is it time for Halo 3 to get a new map all these years later? My God.
1 decade. It's all it took. Just 1 decade. They're just making sure it was right.
Yeah. And then we got some other... And then...
Following that end, yeah, we have a nice little Post Malone Pokemon concert we'll talk about. And then a game that Alex is very familiar with.
Nier Automata, guys. Some new gameplay coming from there. And then, as the title of the stream says, 3060. Some curious things about it. Has more VRAM than the 3070, 3080. Did you get ripped off? We'll let you know.
We'll find out today.
Yeah, find out today on Loading Screen. All right, let's dive into this.
Loading Screen.
So real quick, before we dive into the news, Jacob, what have you been playing?
So I finally beat zombies, okay? And I have to say, there's a lot more to it than I realized. So there's a lot of little side objectives that even though you beat it and you can go to the next mission, there's a lot of small parts that I didn't get to the story. So the part I'm stuck at now, okay, I'm trying to create a truth serum so this guy will tell me where he threw this girl into the void so we can go and find the girl.
Yeah.
But apparently you need to get like a part of somebody in order to get his DNA, in order to create the truth serum. I can't find it. So I'm running around the map. The zombies are following me. And I'm like, please just stop. I'm just trying to get the truth serum.
Guys, I'm trying to work here.
I'm trying to work here. Other than that, it's been Valheim. I'm not to the same area as you are. But Bing Bong that's my character. He is starting a wood cutting company. So what I've been doing is I just have like 6 chests full of wood that I've been going around selling to people in exchange for equity in their home.
Well, Jacob,
I have to say,
now...
this...
oh my goodness, Moobot is again on a freaking rampage right now. Oh my goodness. There we go.
Moobot has no chill.
Moobot has 0 chill. So apologies, guys. Whoever set the whatever you would call them, security features of Moobot needs to have a talking to. But yeah, so 3060, guys, 12 gigs of VRAM. We'll jump into that. But with that being said, I've been jumping into Valheim. I haven't been, I'm telling you, there haven't been many games this year that I've been addicted to, right? Final Fantasy 14, obviously. You guys know that. If you are a follower of the show, Cyberpunk, like I think the quickest Final Fantasy, I put the quickest over 500 hours into that this year. Cyberpunk, I put the quickest like 60 hours into that, and I think I'm at like 35 hours for Valheim. It's worth it. You really need to check it out. But I don't want to spend too much time here. We got some gaming news that we need to jump into. So yeah.
Imagine playing Valheim.
So yeah, here we go. All right.
Hours, nerd.
Hey, listen,
we don't
man,
have to imagine. We're right here.
Listen, I'll be able to give you a good review. But with that being said, guys, let's jump into gaming news. Here we go.
Gaming news.
Okay. So Jacob, kick us off here at what we got.
Yeah, so guys, Epic's making this new tool, okay? And it's called the MetaHuman tool, but what's scary is the level that we're getting with graphics feels like it jumped quite some leaps today. Like, these are real people. See, the only thing that really like sets it apart for me right now is the teeth. Everything else, like if we weren't smiling, I wouldn't have known. But what's terrifying is this is like a customizer. So people have been going in making their own versions of people, and it's insane.
I want to try it out.
Now, like, this is so helpful for rigging for 3D, which is just the rigging aspect is putting the bones in it so that you can make them move. But being able to start off and make something this realistic, this strong right out of the gate, I really think very, very soon, probably within the next like 5 years. I mean, we already have this technology. I think that it still needs quite a bit of finessing. But I'm just saying,
this is like, a good step forward.
Do you remember when people saw Heavy Rain and were like, oh my god, this is the pinnacle?
Yeah.
Now there's this, and it looks so great. Honestly, like, the more and more I see this, I can't wait for them to make like a really short film just out of this, and then at the end just say, oh, by the way, this was all 3D. That none of this was...
This is an ad, by the way. Hold on, here we go.
That shirt sucks compared to Zip Share.
Yeah. It's also 10 times the price. Okay, so yeah, dude, you know what? Epic's just like, also I'm getting a little bit of feedback from your end, Jacob. But Epic's coming around going like, Fortnite, woo, let's go, like, greatest game, like, we're gonna make billions off of Fortnite. And then they come and now they're developing freaking software.
Epic's doing great.
This is
strong software. This isn't just like, oh, they also do software. This is
look at this
stuff that's incredible.
So my question is, this is obviously this is the Unreal Engine. My question is, like, are we gonna? Is this gonna start? This looks like my buddy Ryan. Okay, so
I want to go and make.
Is this going to be the standard? Is this going to be the standard? Creating this tool, because the movements look amazing.
Absolutely not.
You don't think so?
Absolutely not.
This isn't gonna.
There's no way this can set the standard. This is like the high end, I think.
You think so?
No. Yeah, absolutely. Setting the well, here's my point, and I want to say it like kind of. This level of realism is not for every game.
Well, duh.
It's just not.
No.
But saying,
okay, hold on. Let's say we're going into a Cyberpunk.
Like, oh, I see what you're saying. So like Cyberpunk,
like if you're going for realism, yes, where realism is the key. It's like, all right, let's use this engine. Yeah, I guess you have to be on the Unreal Engine to be able to use it, though. But like, dude,
I'm thinking though, like even like the medium. Imagine if the graphics were this intensity, and they're still great. I see what you're saying. As far as it becoming the new standard, I think this is also a great tool just for referencing stuff for artists, just to be able to draw.
I wonder if I'd be able to make myself. Maybe for like next
episode,
if we have time, we should try and make each other.
Is this open source right now? Do we have access to this?
I mean, it looks open source. It looks it. I don't know.
Gosh, the way you can just quickly just make it go like with the lips. Overall, though, this is just wild.
Yeah. Anyway,
I'm really curious though how it's going to come into the programming aspect once we
coming
get there.
2021. Well, it's 2021 now. Yeah, I don't know if you have to have like Unreal to be able to do it, or if it's going to be like an open source thing that you can just download. We'll see. But really cool. I wonder if it's going to, like I said, set the stage for what realistic character models are going to look like. Will they use this tool?
Yeah, that right there, that looks so real.
What, the old dude?
That one, yeah, the one right before her. Yeah, that that's
think
a wood shop.
the selling part of this is the eyes and the hair.
The skin looks really great too.
Like from afar, it doesn't look that great. Like what we just saw there, like it looked like a regular character model that we've currently already seen. Here, watch. Hold on. Where is it?
I really see this using a lot in commercial work soon.
Here.
Like with the girl right there, like that shot just being like the perfect toothpaste.
But yeah, no, you're right. The teeth are a little lackluster. The eyeballs are fantastic. I think they just need to add a little bit of shine to the teeth, and then it'll be good. But I think it looks great, man. I mean, guys, look at this. Like, yeah, Hodge, the hair looks really good. The hair is great. And Hippie Matt, this is the new MetaHuman creator from Epic Games. I mean, if you can purchase yourself a shopping mall as your headquarters, you might as well try and develop some humans. You know?
Yeah, but geez, Hodge in chat says the skin reacting to the light with the shadows is crazy, and I really agree.
I think facial movements is like mouth movements is the hardest thing to emulate in a game. I like you look at Ubisoft's Valhalla, that shit's terrible. But if you look at Halo 5 and the face capture that they use, like with Spartan Lock, like and all of this face capture that they use all in Halo 5, like,
oh wow.
Mwah.
I didn't even consider that. I mean, this is what's so interesting about this is this tool is so robust. It has so many practical uses. I didn't even think about using it for face capture software, but you can literally model the same face, throw the face capture software, and do the same thing.
Yeah.
I mean, geez, it can be used for video games. It can be used for movies. The applications for this seems endless.
Yeah, it's really cool. I'm just looking here. It's not clear when Epic intends to release MetaHuman Creator outside of a broad 2021 release window, but interested developers and artists can sign up for beta and all that stuff. So that's pretty cool. Now on to the big fish in the pond this week, everybody. If I were to tell you Valheim beat GTA 5 in peak concurrent players on Steam, would you believe me? Because it's true. Literally, Valheim. So, guys, if you're a hater of this game, or you're like, it's just another crafting survival game, don't look at that. That's just Ark. It's not. It's not. I've played many, many, many hours, and I can tell you that it's not. There's obviously something special here. There's obviously something special about Valheim if it's beating GTA 5 in peak concurrent players on Steam. Obviously something special. So, Jacob, you've played a lot of this. I have played, and I'll just pull up my stream here because that's honestly the most in-depth gameplay I can show you that's actually owned by myself.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, first of all, this is one of the most polished alphas I think I've ever played. It just runs really, really well. I haven't had any significant glitches. So we just recently set up a server so that someone wouldn't have to be hosting at all times for someone else to play, because you run into issues where it's like, Alex, please, I know it's 3 a.m. I just want to play Valheim.
Yeah.
Please turn on your computer. So we had a server running. The only issue I've come into is sometimes when you cut down a tree, it won't immediately disappear. But other than small little graphical glitches like that, this has been solid. And I think what's really neat about this is if you want to just beat the game, the whole goal is you just do 5 bosses and you go.
Yeah. What I love about this, and it's funny because I've been watching a lot of streams of this game because it's cool seeing where other streamers are in their creation, in their world, what they're doing, what their town looks like. What I like about this is it's a different experience for most people. Hello, Chloe. It's a different experience for most people, and you can. I know a lot of the gameplay, and somebody came into this player's chat, this streamer's chat yesterday, King Gathalion, and goes, "Man, like you're the first." Like he was doing combat with like some bosses and stuff. He's like, "Oh, you're the first streamer that I've seen do combat. I thought this was just a crafting game based on everything that I've seen so far." And that's the thing. That's the kicker. It is not. It is so much more than that. So a lot of this game is crafting. The crafting system is extremely, extremely robust. And the way I want to explain it is it's kind of like Minecraft had a baby with Dark Souls. Yeah,
I was about to say. The comparison you made with that was pretty good the other day.
Yeah, and yeah, dude, You can fight bosses. You can explore. You can. So like the crafting is obviously a big part of the game, right? But there are different days. The world levels up with you. There's hordes of things that try and attack your base, so you have to level up your base. You can go. You can fight world bosses. There's dungeons. It's a procedurally generated world. It's really, 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 really something special. And it's not just a crafting survival game. But I will say, here's me sleeping.
A little bit of Valhalla, kind of. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of a good way to explain it. I think what's cool about this is there's this level of progression to the game that's really satisfying. I mean, more so too that when you start a server up, you can have 10 people that the potato can.
If you guys are wondering, that's the sub club in my stream. Okay, gameplay. Okay, woo. All right.
So with Valheim, like I was saying, there's this nostalgia feeling I think back to when Minecraft first started of being able to play with a bunch of people once. Gosh, do you remember how hard that was?
What?
Setting up a hibachi server so you could play with someone in Minecraft. When you saw someone do a Minecraft Let's Play with two people, you were
had to like know how to decode
these
the
guys
mainframe.
are like tech experts.
Oh, here's a
They're
boss
so
fight.
good.
Here's a boss fight right here.
Boss fights they're intimidating.
It's the reindeer.
Dear Eichther,
we were all
God
really overpowered
God
for
of
this boss,
deer.
so you can see how fast we're bringing it down. But the boss fights are a lot harder than this normally. This is just the first boss, and we were all very high leveled. Feels like RuneScape 2, yes. So basically, guys, moral of the story. I'm not going to spend this entire show talking about Valheim, but check it out. It's fantastic. It really is. And if you guys are hating on it, like you think it's shit, don't knock it till you try it. It's only $20. And I think the kicker here is, and I've said this to the people that I'm playing with, I've said this to Jacob, is that this game, you know how like in most crafting games, it's like, oh, it's so hard to get these resources, or my weapon, my crafting item broke. I have to go. Jacob's leaving the show. I have to go. no, I know.
With the dog.
I have to it takes so many
great.
materials to repair things, right? But
repairing is free,
I don't have any complaints with this. It is like a cat, like to repair your items. It is like, I think it's free, if not very close to free. I'm scared to buy it because I know I'm going to no life. Well, speaking from somebody that has no life, I expected to go to bed around 11 last night. I went to bed at 1.
There's a lot of cool things for this game. Chloe, I'm gonna need you to stop, please.
Is Chloe in your room? Bring Chloe onto camera. Can you bring Chloe onto camera?
Chloe, are you all right? Anyways, like I'm trying to say, overall, is that the game is really, really sweet right now, especially because it's so fresh that playing it is really gonna just make you excited.
Yeah.
Overall, too, like the leveling system is really, really fun and satisfying, and you can even grind. Like if you turn PvP off and just smack each other, it's a quick way to get level 10 and unarmed.
Yeah.
But it's really just it's been addicting. It's been a lot of fun, and I think it's gonna stay together. What's really neat too is whatever you have for your character stays if you move from one server to the other.
Chloe! So we interrupt this program for a dog.
Hey guys, this is the dog that's been barking every single
Look at her, look at her.
episode.
All she wanted to do was be on the show, because now she's quiet.
Now she's a good girl. No, she's good. Sit in the zip chair.
Anyway.
Oh,
don't make sure she doesn't hurt herself.
So sorry.
Jeez. But yeah, guys, and there's boats, there's sailing. It's a fantastic game. Check it out if you haven't done it already. Moving on to the next story, Jacob, I'm going to let you take. But okay, last thing I'll say is, guys, look. Ark didn't beat out GTA.
Rocks for unarmed levels. That's such a great idea.
Ark didn't beat out GTA. Let's see. Hold on. Is there a part? Yeah. See, we're sailing now. Oh, I think this is where we were going to fight the next boss or something. Anyway. Okay. Ark didn't beat out GTA 5. At least I don't think that it did. But like, this game's something special. If it's beating GTA 5 and peak concurrent players on Steam, it's something special, and it's something to check out for $20. And it is, for an alpha build, this game is next to perfect. There obviously are early access bugs and all that stuff, but it's really well done for being early access. It's fantastic. Check it out. Can we take out Jacob and talk with Chloe instead? I mean, listen.
Yeah, I saw the comment.
Listen, at this rate, we might have to.
We already are at this point.
Yeah. Step aside, Jacob.
On,
okay, yes, moving on.
I wanted to talk about. There's a little bit of new info about the new God of War Ragnarok that I was excited about.
Okay.
So what's really neat about it coming up is there's a lot of really cool developers working on it. But what's frustrating is these teasers are the epitome of a literal teaser. It's driving me insane because I just want to know, like, give me more about the story. I just want to. I cannot wait to play this. I cannot wait to finally get into this God of War. And what's even more exciting is I'm just thinking back to how cool it was, like my first playthrough, and it's one shot.
I'm gonna be able to jump into this game finally because I have a PlayStation. I'm part of the PlayStation family now.
Yeah, honestly, you're going to have to. I wish that this was possible for this to be a launch title, but I'm so glad they're taking their time. They're just waiting. Because this game deserves all the time in the world, and the developers know this is a very, very strong suitor. When I think of like a best game, I think of God of War.
Oh, okay. So, to go in line with that, basically the PlayStation boss has, come out and said they're very excited for us to see God of War Ragnarok, saying that this series has always had amazing action and combat, but the emotional depth Santa Monica brought to Kratos' story as a father was very memorable. And Jacob, feel free to comment on any of this, but especially since my son was only a little bit older from Atreus when I played it. So to see and hear the reaction to that tiny glimpse we unveiled at PlayStation Showcase last September was very exciting. I can't wait for people to see what Santa Monica is making. So the father-son interaction obviously is a big thing, and apparently it hit the PlayStation boss home. It hit home.
Well, it really hits home. I think what's neat is this idea of a father-son relationship in this game. It really elevates, and Atreus goes through a really big story arc where, should I spoil the game or shouldn't I? Should I stay vague?
I mean, it's been out for a few years, so.
Okay, so when you basically find out that Atreus is half god at one point in the game, and once he finds out, he starts to get a little
Kratos half
cocky.
god?
Yeah.
Okay,
so once
so
he finds
it's
out,
only it's like genetics at this point.
Kratos is the god of war.
Okay.
You find out that Atreus is like technically Loki in a way.
Okay.
Who's like the god of mischief, which is really fitting because he's a kid. But dude, what's really neat is Atreus starts to act up. He starts to act his age. Before this moment, he's been very, very good. Like there were a lot of defining moments. The first is like the first time Atreus kills a man, the guy falls right on Atreus, and it's.
Oh, I saw that.
Kid,
my buddy played that. My buddy played that.
Bloodied.
I saw that. Yep.
And Kratos, the way Kratos coddles him is very much so of he treats him like a little man, even though he calls him boy all the time. He treats him very maturely. He wipes his face off and he just goes like, "Are you okay?" Atreus like pauses, says, "Yeah, I'll be good."
It's almost like he's like, making his son become like tough, right? Like he's trying to teach his son.
He's
the
trying,
world.
He's
almost.
trying to say like this is what's going to happen. This is why I was telling you to be careful. And Atreus is by no means a pushover. He's very able-bodied. He's he's a prodigy for his age, and he's wicked with a bow. So as the story progresses, though, it gets to the point where he starts mouthing off, getting a little cocky, and Kratos is like, "You have to relax. You are going to get yourself in so much danger," and he does. But it's a father-son relationship. They have these talks where it's like, you can't do this. This is like, I am not going to be responsible for this. I can't. I don't want to deal with you dying. Like the same thing happened with your mother. We can't do this.
By the way, you find out about the mom within the first 5 minutes of the game. So
yeah, that's like the first.
That's
5
like
minutes.
not even a spoiler.
Yeah. But again, I'm trying to think of like the best way to say this, but overall.
So you're excited. I mean,
it's
it
a
emotionally
really kind
impacted
story.
you.
Yeah, and if you're a father and you're going through this, I haven't. I wish I had like a real life example to relate with, but I bet it's a really cool like moment to bond with the game. Just seeing like your son grow up, and he really gets into his own. He makes mistakes, but at the end of the day, he's still a really, really good kid. He was just.
I love that. You're selling me on. So I didn't play through God of War, whatever the last one was, and my roommate did at the time, and he loved it. He thought it was fantastic. So I'm really excited to jump into the next one. I won't play through 5, but I'm really excited to jump through in the next one.
It was a great addition that was unlike any other God of War game. For this one, it was just as much as Atreus needs Kratos, Kratos needs Atreus.
That's cool.
That you could have not gone through that game without him.
That's cool. I love that.
It's awesome, and I'm really excited for.
Well, Jacob, keep your ear to the ground. Yeah, keep your ear to the ground for any news.
I'll update you guys.
Yep. Especially since it's one of your top favorite games, which I find really cool. I always love hearing people's top games. I freaking love that stuff. Okay, moving on to the next story here. 9 to 5. So we kind of teased this last week, everyone. Where now this is gameplay from somebody else. We do not own the gameplay, but basically the beta was this past weekend, and 9 to 5 is a 3v3 v3. The emphasis then was to offer a shooter. So the developers said the emphasis was to offer a shooter where the way to win was to outsmart opponents. 3v3v3 battles, 3-round contests with changing objectives, and a focus on teamwork over twitchy reflexes. Interesting. A lot of games have been trying to make their splash in the esports scene at this time. Like with Valorant, obviously they made a big splash. I believe, what was the other one? Rogue Company?
Yeah, Rogue Company.
I don't think that ever really like took off.
No, it was. But geez, it caught wildfire for like 3 weeks.
It did, and I was.
And it just fizzled. I don't really know what happened to it.
So I'm wondering if games like this 9 to 5, are going to 3v like. Rogue Company, it's like, okay, and I even said this to my friend when he was trying to get me to play it. It's like, oh, this looks like every other competitive shooter out there.
It reminded me a lot of Siege, and I was just thinking, why not just play Siege at that point?
Yeah. So what really?
Moobot, please.
Moobot. Well, that was a Twitch link, so that's okay. Moobot, good job.
Oh, okay.
But what I find interesting about this is, like, you know, when I'm looking for competitive shooters, it's like, okay, how can we do things different? How can we do things better? Who are the candidates that do that exactly? And this 3v3 aspect, to me, because I haven't played many 3v3 competitive shooters outside of the Halo playlist, which is fantastic. I'm biased though, but with the 3v3v3, I think that adds like a cool little element. You know, you have 2 other teams trying to attack you.
I just like that there's 3 different objectives going on, so you really have to stay on your toes. I will say it's weird though, because the trailer for it made it look so much more cartoony and fun than it actually looks in gameplay. This looks a lot more realistic in gameplay. Do you remember? He's literally on the phone, and it's like 9 to 5. He's the sniper's giving relationship advice, and then they go for the shot. Could you imagine if that's what the game was? If you're like,
what was that?
You're started right at the game starts. That was 9 to 5, wasn't that?
No. It was. I'm sorry. I'm totally looking at the trailer at the gameplay right now. So continue, and then we'll talk about what I have on screen here.
Oh, yeah, well, I was just saying, could you imagine if it was, so there's 9 players, right? Your job at the beginning is to call a player from the other team and give them relationship advice to distract them, but you can't, like, end the call, so you're forced in comms with those 2 people.
Yeah, that would get so toxic so fast.
It would get so toxic.
It would be a bunch of your mom jokes and all that crap.
Imagine if there was a community that was so focused on role-playing that they would want to do that. Like, imagine one of them where there's a wedding, right? Okay, so it's 2 parties getting married, and there's a 3rd party that has to come invade the wedding and just disrupt the wedding. So it's like 3rd party, your goal, disrupt the wedding. 1st party, escort the bride. 3rd party, escort the husband.
Oh my god, what, dude? What goes on in your head?
If you get to a point where you just take completely out like the objectives and just make it silly, I think it'll get a lot of really funny commentary, and people will want to play it because of the goofiness of it. Granted, like you said, it'll be super toxic. It's not gonna work the way they ever wanted it to, but God, that would be hilarious.
Jacob has a future in game development.
Yeah, I do, for sure. So what are you showing me on screen?
This mission, you are the bride's father. You must escort her down the aisle before they take out the groom.
One player escorts them down the aisle. Another one's a sniper just waiting to look for someone.
That is
the
darkest.
The best man
that
waiting.
Is the darkest scenario I think I've ever heard.
Well, you don't know the bride and groom, so it's not like you've like been with them the whole campaign. It's just a. 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 Yeah.
I don't think
okay.
any bride. I don't think any bride no matter who she is, deserves to have a sniper looking over her wedding.
No. She's helping her out. She's helping her out. She's not trying to. That's the third party.
So the maid of honor is actually a tier 8 sniper.
She's the maid defending her honor, no longer the maid of honor. Oh, jeez. Yeah, I think it'd be funny.
I don't think I can continue doing this show anymore.
What are you showing me on screen?
Okay, what I found interesting. So with the stages and the objectives, stage 1, Team Caffeine. LOL. Eliminated. That should be if loading screen ever had a team name. Team Caffeine.
Team Caffeine.
I'm with Jake. I'd play that mission. Oh my god.
Just says nerd turd.
So
Fake
stage 1.
wedding sniper escort.
Stage 1. Team Caffeine eliminated the competition. Net income. Okay, so you get there's a currency system. Stage 2. Destroy Team Caffeine's hacking device. Place a hacking device to open safe. And then whatever stage 3 is. Interesting. Okay. Anyway, the beta was this past weekend. Check it out, guys. If this is something that you'd be interested in, let me go to some gameplay. I'm assuming this is a PC shooter. Yes, PC shooter. Is it coming to consoles? Don't know, but it's in beta. Check it out. I don't know. I like slow combat like this, like where you're not. I mean, I like Call of Duty and competitive COD, and I've played in competitive matches for COD, but I can always appreciate the slower paced games as well. So, with that being so, do you think you're going to try this, Jacob? Do we need to get a team together?
I would definitely like to try this because I'm still curious about what the objectives really are. Because it's I was trying to compare it to Search and Destroy, but it's not as simple as that. Because it seems like I would assume a third party is like an interference, right? But I can't think of like. I'm excited to see what the gameplay really is.
Like, I'd imagine you're going to have to be. I mean, like everything. Well, so most traditional games, you're like on attack and on defense. But on like Capture the Flag, where you have to attack and defend at the same time, I'm wondering if that's the kind of...
Oh, yeah. I mean, it reminds me a little bit of like 3v3v3 in Halo then, at that point.
Yeah.
Like team battles.
Yeah.
Which is still super, super fun. But man, I remember how toxic those lobbies would get at some point.
Oh my god.
You ever have everyone just target red team? They're just like, you know what?
Screw red team. We're going after red team. Yeah.
The one guy in red team always has the nasally voice. He's like, oh my god, are you guys kidding me right now? You're so lame.
Okay. Well, so ladies and gents, that's 9 to 5. We'll keep our ears to the ground, see if it will become the next best. We'll see if it becomes the next best competitive shooter. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see where it goes.
Moving on.
Speaking of shooters and of Halo,
quite possibly one of the greatest.
Decade, Alex.
One of the greatest.
What's coming out?
What's coming out is Halo is getting a new Halo 3. Halo 3 is getting a new map. Nearly a decade later, ladies and gentlemen. I know I keep switching between scenes, but Halo 3 getting a new map over a decade after release.
Dude, this caught me so off guard. So like 2 days ago, I was working on FTW, and this was posted in the Field of View chat, and I just kind of stood there like, okay, wow, you guys are really you're gonna talk over like this like fake story. All right. Then I read it. Why? What after a decade did they decide, hey, let's release it? Or do you think it was like, we took our time, we wanted to make the perfect map?
You know what I think?
10 years.
You know what I think?
We present to you Waterfall.
I think this is 343's way of saying we're still supporting the older games. Like Halo 1 got a remake, Halo 2 got a remake, or remaster rather. And this is their way of saying we still have our, we're still looking at it. Like, I'm so excited for Infinite. Everybody knows this. But basically, in a blog post in Halo Waypoint, which is like their blog for everything they're doing, 343 announced a new round of flighting, which is their basically beta testing that you can opt into for free. For the Master Chief Collection, flighting is a series of limited beta tests for certain players. It's how 343 tests out new upcoming features and changes. This new round of beta testing will include the new Halo 3 map known as, what'd you say, Waterfall?
Waterfall is its rumored name, so it's not confirmed, but that's what everyone's calling it.
Coming out as soon as Thursday, February 18th. So based on a screenshot included...
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my gosh, I thought it was the 28th. That's awesome.
It says could be
that's
as
Thursday.
Could be as soon as February 18th for people that are accepted into the flight.
Oh, for the beta.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah. So let's see here. I'm just reading through it because I didn't get a chance to skim through this whole thing. But basically, it's a 343 says this will be a new map for Halo 3 from Halo Online. Halo Online. You guys remember Halo Online back in the day? Way back in the day. It doesn't quite match any of the maps that appeared in the shuttered game. It also doesn't look quite like any of the supposedly canceled maps that were never added to Halo Online, but before it shut down. However, this basically says, it's cool, man. I think this is a good way of them essentially saying, like, hey, we're supporting this game. Listen, Halo 3, Halo 2 have a special place in my heart. And, if people are going to be, if 343 is going to be adding updates to this stuff, I'm all for it. Let's go.
Oh, not only is it exciting just to see it like breathe life into the game, but I think it's exciting for anyone who plays this still casually, like a lot, because it's gonna bring an influx of a lot of like rusty newer players. So they're just gonna crash people. They're just gonna bop them when everyone comes back.
Yeah,
it's the same thing I told you with like when Master Chief got into Fortnite. Which, off topic, did you see they gave him a kitty cat dance?
Yeah, because of that little ad.
Yeah, I didn't like that. I did not like seeing Master Chief pull off those types of moves.
Yeah,
he's
a Spartan. He's not he's not Magic Mike, dude.
He's not Magic Mike. But yeah, breathing life back into this game, getting the player base up for a couple weeks too, it's always great. I mean, the player base is always solid on these games. I've never had to wait more than like a solid 20 seconds to get into a gameplay.
No,
and what's I can't wait to try this map.
Well, and what's great is for Laymab's comment where he says, "Wait, I thought they were turning off old Halo servers because of Infinite." I don't know. I haven't heard that, and I don't know if they're. I could be wrong, but I don't feel like they're going to do that because the MCC just came to PC, and they're constantly adding games. So to bring a game to PC and then shut down the servers, that doesn't really sound all that great. Like you could create some massive backlash with that. So I don't see that being a thing. If it is, that sucks. But the fact that I'm really happy that they're bringing all these games to the PC, so PC people are starting to be able to play them and experience what everybody with an Xbox experienced many, many, many years ago. And the fact that these players, the fact that these new players are getting
nasty.
updates. I know the fact that these players are still getting updates. And 343 showing, hey, we're still supporting Halo 3 for all you new people that are getting into Halo 3. I love it. I love to see it. So, that's that. We'll keep you guys posted. Obviously, any Halo news always catches my attention. So, going into the next story, Jacob, would you like to kind of just like touch on this? I don't know how long we're going to talk about this, but I want to at least...
if you want, you can pull up. There's a video for it too if you want to take a guess or take a look at it. But
our guy Post Malone.
Oh, you got it. Okay. Post Malone, everyone, is doing a Pokemon concert. Post Malone is teaming up with Pokemon to do a concert, and it is so neat. Also, that I happen to mention that Post Malone is getting his own Pokemon sprite. Look at that. It's insane. So I talked to Necra, who's really big in the Pokemon scene, and I said, like, so is this gonna be like, is Post Malone just gonna be a Gigantamax, just in Sword and Shield, and am I gonna see you perform? And no, it's not gonna be an in-game content. It's gonna be like a stream on the Pokemon channel, from my understanding. Once I get things confirmed, I'll tell you more. But I think it's really, really neat that Pokemon, of all people, are teaming up with artists to do concerts. And I think the idea of him performing the Pokemon theme song is going to be so cool.
I've got an interesting take here. What if so how our initial thought was like, okay, well, it's not a live service game, so how are they going to do this, right? And obviously it's not. I wonder if this type of thing, like them trying to do this, I wonder if the thought of let's turn Halo is going to live service. Let's turn Pokemon into a live service game to like be able to include these features more often. I wonder if that's going to happen.
I think the end goal for Pokemon at some point will be to become similar to an MMO. I think they're afraid to do it right now because the idea that you need an internet connection to play Pokemon turns so many people off.
Yeah,
But
it's true.
I mean, look at what Temtem does. Temtem's great.
Yeah, I haven't
I mean,
played
we
Temtem.
can
I've
go
been
on
meaning
and
to
on
play
about
that.
Pokemon.
Yeah.
I
but
do too. I don't know why. Every time we talk about Temtem, we get so excited and then
It's
we
great.
just forget about it.
I know. Maybe
But
once
dude,
it fully
it's
releases.
cool. I can't wait to see the concert. I think it's on. Did they say the 27th?
I'm not sure. Maybe
says
virtual
it right
concert,
here.
February
27th,
27th, 7 p.m.
7 p.m.
Eastern time.
On
Pokemon.com.
Pokemon.com/25 for
There
the
we go.
25th Pokemon year
So
anniversary.
check it out, guys. If you guys are a Pokemon
Yeah.
fan, check it out. And if you like Post Malone, which I do, check it out. So Hodge says, part owner of Envy, cool to see him getting into the gaming scene. Dude, listen, everybody's a gamer. Like, maybe not everybody. My girlfriend specifically. But that being said, I cry every time. I'm just kidding. She does play games, just not as many as I do. But that being said, it's great seeing everybody getting into the gaming scene, making waves. I think 2020, we knew the gaming scene was growing. We knew the esports scene was growing in 2019 and, years leading up to that. But I think 2020 really propelled it forward. It was like a catalyst, in my opinion, for everybody getting into it because everybody's in quarantine. Everybody starts playing games. So
Yeah, we're really finally starting to get out of that funk. You remember like the first 3 or 4 months of quarantine, everyone's music was really depressing for a while. 'Cause
yeah,
everyone
they
was
made
stuck
quarantine
inside.
albums.
Right now, the albums are starting to get back to how they used to be.
Yeah.
Everyone's kind of feeling their own groove because they got used to it. But
Yep.
overall, it's gonna be sweet. I'm excited for it.
Moving on, and we have a few more things we want to talk about, so I'll just touch on this pretty quickly here. The Nier Automata. So for those of you guys that have played Nier Automata, it came out a while ago, but apparently this has been new replicant. Basically the I want to say sequel or prequel to, it's basically the next iteration of Automata. And gameplay has been released. Nier Automata, known for its very skimpy clothing. But this is some gameplay. I highly recommend it. The story was fantastic. I'm going to skip around here. The story was fantastic in the first one. Really cool. And the fact that they're diving into it again with another iteration of it, really neat. I'm definitely going to dive into it. I want to finish the first one. I rage quit the first one and uninstalled the first one as well. But
Wow.
yeah. So let me see if I can. Wonder if there's any like combat anywhere here. Yeah.
If
here
we have
go.
time next week, or Thursday, I would love to hear what it takes for you to rage quit a game. Because
I mean, I can tell
rage
you.
quit a lot.
No, I can tell you straight up. I died. It was a 30-minute spout of me not saving because you have to go to certain save points, and I died like 5 times, and after the 6th time, I was like, screw this, I'm out, because I almost got to the end. And I almost got to the end. Like, I finally, after those 5 times, the 6th time, I got to the end. And then I got, like, 1 shot. And I was like, I'm done. And I uninstalled it. It was a span of 5 seconds where I quit, uninstalled it. So
Yeah. That's what happened with me in Cyberpunk, just momentum-based. I'm sure I'll go back, though. But if you're that close to the ending, that is, I would do the same thing.
Yeah.
I'd just be like, I'm done.
So, Nier Automata replicant gameplay. We'll probably dive into it when we have some more time later on as it becomes closer. But very good game. If at the very least you guys don't play this game, check out the gameplay trailers or like the movie sequence to see what it's all about, because it gets you like thinking. Like
the cutscenes look cool.
I was talking to my friend last night about it, and she was like, "Yeah, Nier Automata really made me think how fucked up this world really is." I was like, "Whoa, whoa!" So really cool, really good writing there. Let me quickly look through this. It's now available for pre-order directly from Square Enix, offering players pre-order bonuses. So it's available for pre-order.
Let's see I'm curious what the bonuses are.
Yeah.
Hope there's something good.
Okay, moving on to hardware news, which is kind of caught me off guard. Jacob gave me the scoop today.
Yeah. So as far as hardware news goes, the RTX 3060. One of the graphics cards we've all been waiting for, probably the cheapest of the 3000 series, is coming out on the 25th. But what's really weird
for $329.
Yep. It has 12 gigabytes of VRAM. So first I was reading, I was like, this I had to have read this wrong, because the 3070 to 3080 has 8 gigs. What am I seeing wrong about this? And I did some digging, and apparently it's because this is a 192-bit bus, which means that it needs to be going like intervals of 3. So typically they're 3 gigs or 6 gigs. I have yet to see a 9 gig, but they went to 12 gigabytes. So I believe the RAM for this is still slower, but its maximum like VRam is larger. So if it's 252, that's why like the 3070, 3080, they're 252 bus, which is why they're 8 gigs.
It's interesting, man. This has got to shake up the industry even more, especially people that just bought like a 3070, 3080. Like I have a 3090, so I have a butt ton of VRAM.
You have all the VRAM you need.
Yeah, but this is wild. This
I'm
low-end,
gonna try to get it.
Low-end 3060, 12 gigs, more VRAM than the other cards. Very interesting.
I think the main reason they did this was to compete with AMD with their, I think it's the 6700 coming out. Because AMD is they're slapping Intel, slapping Nvidia. But Nvidia is big enough to say,
dude, I loved it. It's like a freaking arm wrestling match between the two. It's amazing, and we're starting to see it with what is it, Apple and Facebook and all that, dude.
Yeah,
everybody's
competition is what breeds this stuff.
It's like that scene in The Office where everybody's like,
oh yeah, all 3 of them are pointing. It really is like that. But competition like this is what makes all of everything that we buy consumer-wise. It's what's going to increase productivity, make it all better.
Yeah.
So this is we're in a good time.
We're in a good
spot,
time
for tech.
gamers.
If only everything was available. I say I'm going to get one, but I know for a fact I'm going to go on the 25th. I'll be all hyped up and chat. I'm going to be like, Alex, this is the day. It's all going to happen.
As these
vaccines... I'm going to refresh, and I'm going to say, no! Alex, no! I didn't get it! And then I'm gonna stand up and be like, this is ridiculous! I'm gonna start smacking stuff. Alex is gonna say, Jacob, stop! Please! And I'll say, no! It'll escalate like that. That wore me out a bit, I'm not gonna lie.
Do you feel lightheaded, bud? No, but I think with with vaccines, and like there's actually positive news coming out with like vaccines and cases and people getting super sick and deaths and all that stuff. And there's actually like positive. And not that we're coming from a high spot. Not that we're coming from a high spot. But I'm so sorry. Not that we're coming from a high spot, but like there's some positivity here with the vaccines and everything. And I think once the world is vaccinated, COVID's going to be with us for a while, but once the world is vaccinated, I think we'll start to see supply increase for this stuff. So I think like end of 2021, maybe early 2022 is when you'll actually be able to like not have a problem getting these. So
yeah, I'm gonna stick with early 2022.
Yeah,
that's when it'll be solid.
Okay.
And by then they'll be like, by the way, the 4000 series coming out.
But for those of you guys that are interested, for those of you guys that are interested, February 25th is when the NVIDIA 3060 comes out. So start camping out now. It'll be great.
Start camping out.
Today's nice. It's like 50 degrees here. Anyway, okay. Moving on to an additional segment, which I've constantly been talking about for a long time. Moving on to an additional segment here. We've got some industry news, baby. You like that? You like that, Jacob? Industry news. I had to add it.
Industry news.
I had to add it. So not a huge story here. However, I guess it's a pretty big story. Few things. There's a few leaks that came out with Nintendo for upcoming Nintendo Switch games. Some of them are re-releases. Tales of the Borderlands, The Great Ace Attorney Chronicles.
That's the key one right there. That's the key one everyone's excited for.
Yeah, you like this?
Right there.
Why is that?
Ace Attorney's great. Have you ever played Ace Attorney?
No, I didn't have it.
It's the lawyer series. So this series alone inspired one of my buddies to become a lawyer.
What the? An anime? Anime lawyer game.
I know the anime portion can kind of throw you off a bit, but it's just
whatever.
The art style.
Yeah.
So the whole premise is you become a. I don't think it is in this game. In the first trilogy, you're Phoenix Wright, okay, and you become an attorney. You become a defense attorney.
Okay.
And you'll go and do detective work to try to figure everything out. And then once you're in the case, they'll say stuff to you. You get to cross-examine them, and if they lie at any point, you just go objection. And then they'll say, so wait a minute. You said that you were there at 1 p.m., right? But the murder happened at 12:53 p.m. And then they'll go, well, it wasn't me still. and then everyone would be like, "That's so hard. He's lying. Whoa!" But Phoenix Wright is just great.
I think Jacob
It's
needs to get
awesome.
into voice acting. So, okay. So, I mean, I don't know if I'd ever play this, but that's pretty
I
cool.
didn't play this specific one.
You know? Shit.
Nerd. Yeah.
Nerd. Yeah, whatever. He owns it and he rocks it. Whatever. Secret Neighbors also
Regardless-
coming out and Showrunner. So
Yeah, I can't believe Secret Neighbor's done. I remember that game in alpha. Do you ever play that before? Because when you would get caught, the guy would just get really close to your face and just stare at you, and that was the jump scare. He would just look at you.
Wait, really?
Yeah. It was still startling because the music, it was like a big sting. But Secret Neighbor's come a long way.
On top of that, my hair, I'm sorry, guys. My hair is just like,
It looks fine. You have the Ash Ketchum swoosh.
yeah, I'm ready to throw some Pokeballs at people. Or at the ground. Never mind. Nintendo Direct tomorrow. Nintendo, is it tomorrow? The 17th? Yes.
Yep, it's tomorrow on the 17th at
There's a
5
Nintendo
p.m.
Direct tomorrow, the 17th at 5 p.m. Eastern Time, 2 p.m. Pacific.
Yeah, I hope they say Mother 3's coming out.
What are we? Okay. All right. Real quick, Jacob. With the Nintendo Direct, do you expect to see any
Here's my thoughts is,
Zelda?
oh, I think they'll tease a little bit, but there's no way it's ready. I think that the new Zelda, Breath of the Wild 2, is going to be more of like a June or July sort of release, maybe. At the earliest. Zelda's birthday is coming up. Oh my god, you're so right.
I guarantee you we'll see something.
Ooh.
I'm calling it. We're probably going to see something.
I think they could really easily just say like Minish Cap comes out on the Switch, something like that.
Yeah.
That game starts on, I think it's Zelda's birthday. Yeah, that's my prediction. Minish Cap's gonna be re-released for Switch.
Cool. All right, guys. That is everything. I have a hot take that I want to get to once we have time next week, or no, Thursday maybe, and then we have some games. We haven't dove into them, but they're free on the Epic Games Store, right? Free on Epic Games. Absolute Drift and Rage 2. Rage 2, get that game, especially if it's free. Get it. Rage
Trailer's
2,
really funny.
Absolute Drift, February 18th to 25th. Check it out. So everybody, that has been episode, what are we on? 74
74.
of Loading Screen. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for coming by the stream. Really do appreciate it. Check out the VODs on Twitch. Check out the VODs on YouTube. The videos are on YouTube. This is a podcast on all podcasting platforms that you'll also be able to listen to it there as well. Every Tuesday and Thursday, 11 a.m., we talk all things games, gaming news, and just fun stuff. Conversation, baby.
Yeah.
Conversation
I'll,
around what we love.
I'll try to clip my fake wedding sniper escort mission idea.
Yeah.
Either ways, thank you so much. Shout out to Mike and Ike, and of course Zip Chair, the amazing chair, followed by the amazing Candy. This is your day, all loaded up and ready and started. Thank you so much. My name is Jake Pereira. This is Alex Frederick. And have a wonderful day.
You forgot my
Now
last
over
name.
to sports.
So now over to Ollie with the weather. It's raining sideways. All right. Thank you so much, everybody. We'll be live again 11 a.m. Episode 75, 11 a.m. on Thursday for more gaming news. Take care, everybody. Enjoy the week. Stay safe, stay healthy. We will talk to you guys next time. Peace out.
Later. Enjoy your day, guys.